The First Amendment protects public expression of opinions without censorship, interference, or restraint by the government. The overt disregard for citizens' rights is only going to get worse under the irritable Eric Gandy.
A place where we gather at on Saturdays or sometimes on Sunday. But for whatever reason now, we can't do that now. And it seems like if we out there, 10 or 15 of us gathering, here come the cops. Making us leave, one of the searchers, park closed at dusk, do your job. We understand that. If we're out there after dark, make us leave. Don't harass us.
The gentleman was talking about the Cherry Harris Park thing. That is going to probably be something that explodes into something here real soon, because the young lady who does that annually, she goes out and she gets the permits from the city. She buys the portalet, she does all of that. But when the police come out, they really stress that their lieutenants and their higher-ups are ordering the corporals and the regular police officers to come out and police the neighborhood the way that they do. What's going to happen with that is, in the future, that's going to explode into something that we see on TV.
What's going on, everybody? Celiac here, and I'm not the only one that has problems in Clearwater. I really personally, you know the problems that I have, and I've seen the problems that they continue to do inside their council meetings, from rules of decorum and not being able to redress your government towards the government. I can't redress the government because it offends them. But I want you to watch this video all the way through the end, because this is how crazy Clearwater is. And I will be returning the next Clearwater council meeting. That link will be in the description below. So if you want to know when it is, hit that link. But yeah, these guys, they have such a disdain for some of the public, and the police have a disdain with the public, and it's such a weird feeling in Clearwater. You get down there and there's beautiful beaches, but everything else is not okay, especially with that Chief Gandy guy and their assistant manager, Daniel Slaughter. He's a piece of work too. But anyway, don't forget to hit that like, share, and that subscribe button, all that good stuff. Links will be in the description.
I'm up here about Cherry Harris Park, a place where I have in the whole community of, it's MLK9, but you just call it Greenwood community, a place where we gather at on Saturdays or sometimes on Sunday. But for whatever reason now, we can't do that now. A lot of us don't have money to go downtown to rent the place that you guys want money for, and it seems like if we out there, 10 or 15 of us gathering, here come the cops. Making us leave, one of the searchers, park closed at dusk, do your job. We understand that. If we're out there after dark, make us leave. Don't harass us. That's what we're asking for. And also, I do a lot of work on 200 North Garden Avenue. There's right there at Garden and Drew Street. It's a sidewalk that's been tore up now for over a year now. And I take care of the maintenance there, and it's a mess. And the folks are asking me if I could talk to somebody, because I think it belongs to the Scientologists. And like I said, it's a mess down there. And once again, the cops, the mayors, the chiefs, please let us have our park, man. We don't have nowhere to go. If we do, we got to go somewhere way to Tampa, St. Pete, Largo, Tarpon, and we have a beautiful park at Cherry Harris Park where we can gather, have a good time, cookouts. But we can't, because the cops, as soon as they see anything on Facebook about it, they beating us to the park. 10 cops out there already. Fear. And we already have fear of y'all, and y'all know why. let us have our park, and let us have some gatherings in our park. When it's time for us to leave, it's time for us to leave. On the beach, you walk around, you do your job out there, make sure nothing will happen. If that's what you guys got to do when we have a gathering, fine. But as far as harassing us and doing the stuff that you've been doing the last probably 3-4 years, please, let us have our park. That's the only gathering we have around here. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Dixon. Next.
A little bit of a two-part thing. The gentleman was talking about the Cherry Harris Park thing. That is going to probably be something that explodes into something here real soon, because the young lady who does that annually, she goes out and she gets the permits from the city. She buys the portalets, she does all of that. But when the police come out, they really stress that their lieutenants and their higher-ups are ordering the corporals and the regular police officers to come out and police the neighborhood the way that they do. What's going to happen with that is, in the future, that's going to explode into something that we see on TV in the community that doesn't have that type of resistance between the police and the community. So that is going to be something that comes up in the future, and it's going to cause a problem. And you guys should really be paying attention to that, because the people who solicit those parties and all that, they actually come down and buy the permits to take care of that. And then when the police come around, they literally say that they're told to annex the avenues to make sure people can't park and make sure people can't gather. When what they end up finding out is the people that around the community owns those properties, from the churches to the little small properties, the neighborhood owns those properties, and they give permission to the people to do that. But when the police come around, they have no desire to let the people be able to congregate without them asserting some type of authority. It's erroneous or whatever it is, but it's going to cause a lot of problems. That's one thing. The other thing is the permits to do business in Clearwater. What the gentleman was saying is absolutely correct. There was an amendment throughout the city when, I'm going to say his name, when Donald Trump was in office. He made it very easy for businesses to do business without all of the red tape and the little small things. Well, I got a notice from my landlord. It was an email saying that he had a $73,000 proposed type of punishment for the way that we were advertising at our businesses. Now, you know, I put a lot of money into the Walmart Plaza on Highland Avenue to operate a business there. And just to be told yesterday, as a matter of fact, that the advertisement that I put out, which is not on city property, we think that it's on private property, but we have a gentleman that comes around and take pictures and he actually gave me a coded handbook on how to be in compliance. And it had probably 100 things that you can't do to advertise your business. Now, I'm not really understanding it, but is there something that we could do to come to you guys to find out, are we allowed to put up flags to say we have a business here? Are we allowed to put writing on the windows to say this is what we're doing in the business? Are we allowed to put...
Your time's up, and someone will get with
Are we allowed to do anything
Sir.
that would allow us to do business? If it is, there's something that you guys can put out as far as a pamphlet or a flyer or something, let us know.
We'll let you know.
So that we can
Okay,
do
thank
business
you.
in the
All
city
right.
of Clearwater.
Time's up. Thank you. We'll let you know. Someone please get with him. Thank you. Anyone else on items not on the agenda?
I'm Mr. Haluba. Now we know why downtown Clearwater is vacant.
This is Mr. Haluba, and he goes to just about every Clearwater meeting. And what I am asking is if anybody wants to help this man get a GoPro or some kind of camera, I will leave my PayPal link in the description below, but any funds that are sent are going to go straight to getting this man a GoPro or some kind of camera, because they mess with this guy.
I'm Mr. Haluba, and I aggravate the thin-skinned Mr. Ongst. Mark Twain said politicians and diapers must be changed often for the very same reason. Mr. Ongst, as an unelected city official, you're very similar to a dirty diaper.
You're out of order, Mr. Halubi. That's your first warning. You get one more warning, and then you will be asked to be removed.
And it's obviously that Clearwater doesn't really care about the people. And I've exposed this as well, and we know how they are. So if you want to help out Mr. Haluba, links are in the description.
The First Amendment protects public expression of opinions without censorship, interference, or restraint by the government, Mr. Gandy. On August 17th, Mr. Longst violated my civil rights, and he disrupted the council meeting, not me. The abortion clinic lawsuit against Clearwater Police is another First Amendment civil rights violation case. The Jacques Laprid civil rights lawsuit filed against Clearwater Police and personally against Daniel Slaughter, who doesn't even show up tonight, is another case. I believe there are many, many others that are committed by Clearwater Police on an ongoing basis. It's just another attempt to justify the exorbitant expense Clearwater Police really is and the unnecessary expense. Clearwater Police just tries to, they're out there trying to justify their existence. The overt disregard for citizens' rights is only going to get worse under the irritable Eric Gandy. Gandy doesn't have the proper temperament to be police chief. Now, perhaps ongoing, Clearwater Police will just be sued out of existence. But that's one reason why people, don't want to come to Clearwater, don't want to invest in Clearwater, so on and so forth. But the red tape is amazing. Now, at the last meeting of September 21st, I observed a couple walking down Fort Harrison. They were shoulder to shoulder, laughing and giggling like, really close friends might. It was Mr. Margulies and Jennifer. Were you two holding hands?
Not appropriate, Mr. Haluba. Very sorry you had to listen to that utter garbage earlier for a happily married mother and the attorney also. That stuff will not be tolerated going forward, even if it's at the end of discussion. So my apologies.
I have to agree with Councilmember Beckman. I think you've done a terrific job. There was a tradition for a couple of decades of City Manager Bill Horn and City Attorney Pam Aiken going out for a breakfast every week to discuss the issues going on in the city. And it was a good chance for them to bond and take care of business while getting to know one another. I also know that when I sit down with David Margolis, no matter how intricate the issues that we discuss, we always find a little time to laugh. So for Jennifer to be going out to lunch with David, coming back to City Hall and laughing on the way, well, thank God. David and I have never held hands, and I have a hunch that neither of you two. So with all due respect to Mr. Haluba, that was a little unfair. I do think you've had an enormous challenge stepping into this role in a period that I'm sure seemed to a lot of people incredibly chaotic.
My name is Patrick Raftery. I'm a resident of Countryside for the last 44 years. Good evening, Mr. Mayor, council members, and city staff, and the public that's still here. I want to talk on two things very briefly. Number one is to congratulate the city staff for the publication of the tree canopy process that I was able to get a copy of. It was very comprehensive with respect to addressing the problems brought up by residents with respect to tree removal back in January of 2023, caused the process to be stopped. And a number of months were taken to revise that process, and I have a copy of that. It is very comprehensive, very detailed, and an outstanding job done by the city staff to address this problem. I understand they're going to reach out to the community and HOAs and publicize this, but I think it's important that many residents be aware of this change and for the city to take credit for addressing a problem brought up by the residents. 3 items of particular interest on it are an extensive process to notify a property owner where a tree is going to be removed from their property. Secondly, replanting of trees where they have been removed in the same area, in the neighborhood, if not in the same area, or in the zone. We've all been looking for replanting of trees once they're removed. And finally, to let everyone know that the city has budgeted just over $1 million for this effort, which is a significant investment in the tree canopy of Clearwater. So I want to congratulate the city on that. The second item I want to address is that we are now in the middle of, or the beginning process of elections. We have at least 7 candidates running for 3 seats, including the mayor. I think that is a great credit to the city that many people are enthused about coming to the city and contributing to us. I think the residents need to get to know those candidates, know what they advocate, what they stand for, what they have concerns about, and what they will take upon themselves to address if they get elected to the council. The gentleman was talking about his business activities in the Clearwater area having difficulties. This is an opportunity to get a council member running for office that is very aligned with what he needs to have done to help him and to put that person into office. So we have 3 candidates. Get to know them, understand who they are and what they advocate. What have they spoke about before at the city? What's important to them? What's important to you? Make an intelligent decision as to who you vote for. One final note, I've talked to a number of the candidates that are running, and although we say this is a nonpartisan election, we need to keep it that way. I couldn't agree with it more. There's a lot of candidates that have endorsements from a lot of people that are not residents of Clearwater, nor officials of the city of Clearwater, nor will they vote in this election. I guess it's good to get the endorsements, but that should not flavor the choice of council members that we elect for the city of Clearwater. We want to know people who will do things for Clearwater. Thank you very much for your time.
Thank you, Mr. Rafferty. Anyone else on items not on the agenda?
How we doing today? My name is Durford Nutton, and I come before you guys today just to raise an underrated issue that I believe to be happening in this town. So, where do I start? So it all started, and I know it's gonna sound a little funny, but I'm gonna be extremely blunt. My mom, she's an older woman, and she went to the local Walmart, like the neighborhood Walmarts. And I guess as she was like just shopping, minding her own business, just getting like our groceries, I guess like some kids went up to her, and I asked her like if she really knew them. She told me that she did not know them, but I guess one of them like seemed to raise their leg and fart on her, and they thought it was funny. They just like ran away from her after that. The Walmart informed authorities. This was honestly a minute ago. And the authorities came, but they just dipped. Like, they left. And I've been doing my research and trying to find these kids, bring them to justice, but they seem to be like TikTokers or Instagrammers, pranksters, whatever you want to call them. I call them harassers. I mean, like, that's all their comedy really is. They just go around thinking they're funny, assaulting people. And I just don't want to be able to raise my kids in a town where I'm worried about going to the local grocery store, or I'm worried about going to wherever without like KJ Smoothers or Zach Craze or just any form of internet prankster pulling some shenanigans on me and my people in my community. That's all I really have to say. Anything else? No, other than that, no, yeah, apart from everybody else, I feel like the police community, or the police handle themselves pretty well. I've personally never had any issues. And like usually when I do see like pranksters run-ins with the police, they always look stupid. Not you guys, like the YouTubers. But that's all I really have to say to you guys. And like one more thing though. I am an internet prankster. All right, thank you for your time.
Are there any adults in the room that want to talk? Thank you.